Okay, now question number 4 from the practice paper A, International A-Level P2. We have here a question about trig equations. Okay, so here we're told to solve for theta between minus 90 inclusive up to 270 not inclusive. The equation sine 2 theta plus 10 is equal to negative 0.6, giving you answers to one decimal place. Okay, so first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to see the limit is different in format to the angle given here. So I'm going to make this the same format as that so I don't miss out on any solutions. So this is the way that I like to do it. I have minus 90 is less than or equal to theta, which is less than 270. So I'm going to change what's in here to match that. So I have to multiply it by 2 to give me 2 theta, and I have to add 10 degrees, so it's the same as that. So now I have to do the same thing to this. So I have to multiply negative 90 by 2 theta, that's going to give you minus 180. Minus 180 plus 10 is minus 170 degrees. And the same thing to this, 2 times 270 is 540, plus 10 is 550. So I have to catch all the solutions between minus 170 up to, but not including 550, and then modify my answer to give me theta in the end. So I have sine of 2 theta, brackets plus 10, so this is the angle, the whole angle, this whole thing here, is equal to negative 0.6. And you can see we're dealing with degrees. Okay, so make sure the calculator is in degree mode, which it is. So I'm going to press inverse sine of negative 0.6. Okay, that gives me minus 36.869. I'll just store it in case. Okay, so we can say 2 theta plus 10 is equal to, we have minus 36.8698, minus 36.869, and it continues on like that. Okay, no, I'm not rounding, I'm just writing, that's how it continues. Okay, now the calculator will always give us one solution, which is called the principal solution. Okay, now for the sine curve, the other solution is always 180 minus this. And normally for sine and cosine, there are two main angles. Okay, the first angle is what the calculator gives, and the second angle for sine is always 180 minus that angle. Okay, so it's going to be 180 minus this angle, that's going to give us the other main angle. Okay, so we do 180 minus this, 180 minus the answer will give us 216.869, 216.869 ... Okay, that's within our range. Okay, both of these are within our range. Okay, even if it wasn't, we're going to still use them. Even if one of these was not in our range, you can still use these to now generate all the other solutions. Now all the other solutions on the sine curve are going to repeat every 360 degrees, because the sine curve has a period of 360. So every 360 degrees you're going to get the same value of minus 0.6, okay, that this angle will give. So basically you're going to, if you add 360 to these angles and subtract 360 from these angles, you'll find all the other angles which give the same value of minus 0.6 for the sine of the angle. Okay, so now we need to go all the way to minus 70. Now if I take away 360 from this, of course I'm going to be outside of that range. Let's see what happens if I take away 360 from this answer. Take away 360, gives me minus 143.130, which is within our range. Can you see that? It's within our range. So you're going to have minus 143, what's 143 point, where's it gone? 130. 130. I'm writing it to more decimal places I need first, and I'm going to round them at the end. So again, if I go backwards again, if I take away another 360 from this, I'm going to be outside of the range. If I add 360 to this, of course I'm going to be outside of the range, because 360 plus this is going to be 576, so it's going to be out of the range. So these are the two solutions, okay, from this part. And from this part, if I take away 360, of course I'm going to be out of the range. If I add 360, I should be in the range. So let me go back to my answer that I stored, and A, wait a second, shift, oh no, I don't have to shift, recall A, Yeah, that was the answer that I got originally. Okay, so I'm going to now add 360 to that, and that's going to be in the range 323.13. That's 323.130. Okay, now if I add another 360, of course we're going to be out of the range. It'll be 600 and something. So we have the 4 solutions that we need. So to find what theta is, I have to basically take each of these angles, subtract 10 and divide by 2. Okay, so I'm going to have, let me write them in order of size. So I'm going to have minus 36 point, and I've actually got it here, recall A. So I'm going to add, I'm going to take away 10. So you've got to take away 10 and divide by 2. So take away 10 and divide by 2 gives me minus 23.434. Minus 23.43. I'm not rounding, I'm just writing the display continues. In the end we have to give it to 1 decimal place, so I'm going to round it to the end. And then we're going to have minus 143. No problem, I'll just do it in this order. Minus, now I've got 216.869. So I've got 216.869. I've got to take away 10. Okay, and divide by 2. That gives me 103.434. 103.434. And then I've got 323. So I'll do the same thing for each of these. 0.1 divided by, sorry, I've got to take away 10 and then divide by 2. That gives me 156.565. 156.565, and I've got to do the same for the last one, which is minus 143, minus 143.130. I've got to take away 10 and divide by 2. Oops, what did I do? 156, no, sorry, minus 143.13. I've got to take away 10 and then divide by 2. That gives me minus 76.565. Minus 76.565. And you can see all of these are within our original range from minus 90 up to 270. Okay, they're all within that range. So now what I need to do is just write my answers to 1 decimal place. I'll start with the lowest, which is minus 76.6. Then the next is minus 23. Okay, negative 23.4. And then the next one, which is 103.4. And finally, and 103.4 degrees, and finally 156.6 degrees. And there we have our solutions to part 1. Okay, now the next part of the question, part 2a, a student's attempt at the question solve for x between minus 90 degrees and 90 degrees. The equation 7 tan x equals 8 sin x is set out below. Okay, identify 2 mistakes made by the student, giving a brief explanation of each mistake. So let's have a look. 7 tan x equals 8 sin x. Okay, it was copied down correctly. Okay, tan x is equal to sin x over cosine x using the identity. That's correct. So that line seems correct to me. So then multiply both sides by cosine x. That seems correct by me as well. Now what have they done? They've divided by sin x. Now that's going to cause a problem. We'll lose some solutions. We're going to lose a solution from this, because what's going to happen, it's like when you have, for example, say you had 7x equals 8x. We'll say 7x squared equals 8x, okay, and you want to solve this equation. If you divide both sides by by x, what's going to happen is you're going to end up with 7x equals 8 and x equals 8 over 7. But the problem with this is you've lost one solution, because actually if you'd done this 7x squared minus 8x equals 0 and then taken x as common, then you'll have 7x minus 8 equals 0. You see you have x equals 0, that's one solution, and x equals 8 over 7, that's another solution. So the same thing, if you just divide by sine x, you're going to lose a solution, because really what you should have done is 7 sine x minus 8 sine x cosine x equals 0, and taken sine x as a common factor. Okay, then you have 7 minus 8 times cosine x equals 0. Then they'd have sine x equals 0, and you'd have had cosine x equals 8 over 7 basically. Yeah, because so 7 over 8, sorry. 7 over 8, of course. Okay, because that will go there and you divide by 8. So you would have had, see, they've only got this solution and this solution is missing. Okay, so therefore that's one mistake. So we can say one mistake is, okay, dividing by sine x. So the first mistake is in this line where they're divided by sine x. Okay, some solutions will be lost. Some solutions, okay, which is the solutions to sine x equals 0 are lost. Okay, what's the other mistake? Well, that's fine. I mean, after the mistake, I mean, that's fine, 7 over 8. Okay, now we've got to solve this between minus 90 and 90, and cosine x equals 7 over 8. There's another angle. There's going to be 29 degrees, and there's going to be 360 minus that, okay, which is out of our range. So you have 29 degrees, and for cosine, you got 360 minus that. Okay, for sine it's 180 minus that. For cosine it's 360 minus our answer. So the other answer is 436.565. 436.565. Sorry, what am I doing? That can't be right. 360 minus, so you got 360 minus 29.0. I don't know what I did there. 331, of course. I don't know where that comes from. My mind is going blank here. That's 331. Okay. Now 331.0. Now that is outside of our range. However, the cosine curve, so remember the cosine curve, the first angle is what the calculator gave you. Let's just make sure that was correct. So shift cosine of 7 over 8. Okay, that gives you 28.95, 29.0. That's correct. Okay, that's correct. But the other angle is missing because, as I said, 360 minus this gives you the other angle which shares the same cosine ratio as 7 over 8. Okay, now that's 29, sorry. So this is outside of our range. Our range is between minus 90 and 90. However, we can use these two angles to find all the other angles, and one might be in our range. So to find the other angles, you do 360 minus, okay, basically this 360 away from all of these. So if I add 360 to this, out of the range. If I take away 360 from this, out of the range. If I add 360 to this, I'm out of the range. But if I subtract 360 from this, okay, so if I take 360 minus this answer, so if I take this and I take away 360 from 331, I'll get an answer which is in the range, which is minus 29.0. So one answer is missing, minus 29.0. Okay, you could have just realized that because a cosine curve it's going to be positive in these two quadrants, and you've got this angle going this way and this angle going that way. That's 29, that's minus 29. Okay, so basically the second thing is, okay, didn't include the other solution, minus 29.0. okay, this is in the fourth quadrant. So how would you explain that? Didn't include the other solution, minus 29.0. okay, minus 29.0 has the same cosine ratio as 29.0. Okay. Alright, so that's the two mistakes in that particular. Okay, now for part 2b, find the smallest positive solution to this equation. Okay, so this is related to the previous question because you see we start off with the same thing. 7 tan of something equals 8 sine of an angle. So 7 tan of an angle equals 8 sine of the same angle. And here we got 7 tan of an angle equals 8 times sine of the same angle. So we can use these solutions. So we can basically realize that we should have had sine x equals 0 and cosine x equals 7 over 8. So the sine of, we can just use that straight away, the sine of 4 alpha plus 199 degrees is equal to 0. And also we can use the two solutions from here, that cosine, so basically 4 alpha plus 199 degrees equals minus 29.0 and 29.0. So we've got those solutions that were missing, okay, from here, and this part that was missing. And let's try and figure out what's going to happen. Now the sine of an angle is 0 at 0 degrees. So 4 alpha plus 199 equals 0 degrees. Now if I solve this, it's going to give me a negative solution because I'll have 4 alpha equals minus 199 divided by 4 will be negative. So the next solution up is 180 minus 0, which is 180. That's the next time that the sine curve equals 0. And if I basically do 180 minus 190, it's be negative again. The next solution up is when 360 more than 0, okay, because the two main solutions are going to be given by shift sine of 0, which is 0. 180 minus that gives you 180, and then 360 away from all of these, okay, before and after all of these will give you the next solution. So 0 plus 360 is 360. So that's the next time the sine curve equals 0. Okay, I'm just trying to do it in a way that is consistent with the other angles so that you'll understand for other problems. So now this is going to give me a positive solution, 360 minus 199 over 4. So that's going to give me the first positive solution in this particular part. So let's do 360 minus 199 divided by 4. Let's see what that gives us. 360 minus 199 and then divided by 4. That gives me 40.25. So alpha is 40.25. That's from this particular part, the smallest positive solution. But from here, that's not, looks like 290. Let me just, it's 29.0. Let me just make it clearer. That's a possible source of mistakes. Minus 29.0 and 29.0. So if I, okay, for both of these are going to give me negative values. So I've got to actually continue now. I've got to find the other solutions, okay, which, let's see, so 4 alpha plus 199. All right, the main solution I got was 29.0. Okay, the other solution is, for cosine is 360 minus that. So I've got 360 minus 29.0. Let me just do it properly. So shift cosine of 7 over 8. Okay, that's going to give me 28. So 360 minus that. Okay, that's 331.044. So 331.044. It looks like that's going to give me a smaller answer than that. This will be the smallest positive solution. So 4 alpha plus 199 is equal to 331.044. So that means alpha is equal to 331.044 minus 199 divided by 4. Okay, so it looks like this will be smaller than that. Okay, definitely. So you got this minus 199 and then divided by 4 gives me 33.011. So therefore 33.0 degrees is the smallest positive solution. Positive solution. Okay.